Sawati Kap, Sabadi Mai Kap, and welcome to Chiang Mai, Thailand. Hey, I want to get right into the topic today, and that's this. With the Trump election, the Trump victory, is that going to mean more expats for Thailand? I'd love to get your comments in the video. I think it does mean more expats, and I think it's a bad thing. I'll tell you why. Hey, let me start off by saying this is not an anti-Trump video. So if you're getting ready to write some hate mail into my comments, how dare you insult Donald Trump? Don't bother, because I'm not taking a political stance one way or the other. I don't want my channel to become a political one. For me personally, I kind of despise all politicians these days. And I'll give you my background in politics really quickly, because politics have actually been really important to me. When I was a young man, I actually worked on the campaigns for one of the California governors, a United States senator. I had a beer once with President George W. Bush. I mean, I was a little bit connected. I love politics. And those days are long gone. I think the days when people actually serve in politics as public service because they really want a better country and they want to selflessly serve. You'd have to look long and hard to find a politician like that in America these days. I think that they're after power, they're after money, they're after fame. We have the extreme left and the extreme right. We don't have a middle anymore. It's quite disturbing, and that's one factor that leads some people to leaving the United States. Not just the United States, but other countries. The same thing is happening with this polarization of the left and the right. But here's the impetus for doing this video today. One is just the fact that, having this channel, I see a lot of comments and I meet a lot of people regarding why they became an expat, why they make their life here in Thailand. And politics is a reason that comes up a lot, not so much the politics itself, but the direction of their home country, that they're just not happy with it, whether they kind of lean to the left or the right. So that's one reason. But the other is I saw a headline which kind of scared me a little bit, and it was that after Trump won the election, in the days following, internet searches regarding leaving America and living in another country increased by over 1,500%. So whether you're a Trumper or a Trump hater, it's a real issue that people are seriously talking about leaving the United States because of the direction America is taking. So what does that mean for us here in Thailand if we do get this influx of new expats? Well, I actually think it's bad for the people themselves and it's bad for Thailand. And I'll tell you why. You guys might be thinking, Randy, wait a minute. Your whole channel is about encouraging people to come to Thailand. And in a way, that's true. My friends joke and call me the ambassador to Chiang Mai because I am proud of Thailand. I love Thailand and I'm very proud of living here. And I want to share it with other people. But if you're thinking about coming to Thailand just because you're unhappy with the political system at home, don't, because you're not going to be happy here, because Thailand is not the, let me interrupt myself for a second, got to ring the bell. Three times for good fortune. So you're going to be disappointed if you're coming to Thailand thinking it's political nirvana. It's not. The Thailand political system is actually even worse than the American one. There's a lot of inefficiency, there's a lot of corruption, there's a lot of bribes, there's controversy between the king versus the military versus the parliament. So don't think you're getting a better political system. You're not. In fact, another big difference is you can't even talk about politics here in any kind of negative way. In the United States and most Western countries, you can talk openly about your dissatisfaction, even your hatred for the political leaders. But in Thailand, there's a law that basically disallows any negative comments regarding the king and the royal family. And it's a strictly enforced law. I mean, people actually go to jail for that. And if you're coming because you want to find people like you and talk about politics outside of the United States, Don't count on that. First of all, the Thais are extremely non-political outside their home country. They're passionate about Thai politics, but they're not really what I would call global citizens. So they don't really care about what's going on in America. And as far as other Westerners go, you're not going to find a lot of people that want to talk politics with you. In fact, one of the reasons that people come is they're just disgusted with politics. They're disgusted with seeing, for example, Trump in the news every day regarding something. Even people that are Trump supporters get tired of Trump on the news every single day, like we're living a reality show about Trump's life. And if you're curious, if you were to ask me about kind of what is the typical expat thinking in politics, do people lean to the left, to the right? It's kind of hard to say because it's kind of a topic that people just really don't care about. If we're having a conversation, it's more likely talking about visas and the rate of exchange between Thai baht and our home currency and stuff like that, not regarding what's going on with politics at home. But if you're curious, I would say that most expats I meet are leaning towards the left side as opposed to the right. Not the extreme left, but kind of middle left. And that kind of fits in a way. It makes sense because Thailand is a country where it's kind of like do what you want. I mean, all those issues that, in America causes all kinds of spirited argument, like gay marriage and same-sex couples and sex changes and abortion, and there's all those kinds of things. In Thailand, nobody cares about those things. In Thailand, it's just like, do what you want. If it doesn't affect me directly, then I don't care. So I think that kind of mentality, if we have that mentality, that makes us more content here in Thailand. So if you're coming here to talk politics, think again. Now, I also told you that I thought that this mass influx of expats would be bad for Thailand, and I'll tell you why. That if you're coming to Thailand without really checking out the country, if this is just some knee-jerk reaction of I'm fed up, I want to get out of America, Thailand sounds good. I mean, cheap living, nice people, beautiful beaches, beautiful mountains. Well, there is a lot to making the decision to move to another country and start living there. And Thailand has its own unique things that make it obviously great for some people and bad for others. And nothing makes me sadder than seeing people come to Thailand like I did, but instead of being happy and content and finding a great life here, they're miserable. And that's usually because lack of homework before coming to Thailand. And I'd hate to see you make that move and have it be the wrong place for you. Maybe another country's right. It might be Puerto Rico, it might be the Philippines, but every country has its pros and cons. So if you're thinking about coming to Thailand, really do your research. I mean, watch a lot of videos, read a lot of articles, talk to a lot of people, because Thailand is honestly completely different than almost any country in the world. You're hardly going to find any country that's more relaxed than Thailand. And for some people, that's a bad thing. By relaxed, I mean that there's like almost no rules here. I mean, there's laws, but for the most part, they're not enforced. You can kind of do what you want. I mean, the rules of the road are an example that you've probably heard about Thailand driving. I mean, the rule is just do what you want and try not to hit somebody else. And otherwise, there are no rules. And life is kind of like that here. The only real rule is don't be disrespectful to other people. That's a big deal in Thailand. But otherwise, you can do almost whatever you want. And for some people, that freedom is great. And others, it drives them crazy. So look beyond the obvious things like cost of living and weather and quality health care. I mean, those are all great things that really are big selling points for Thailand. But there's a lot more in making the decision on where you're going to live. Hey, this has been a really short video. I just want to kind of share my thoughts and my fear. I'd love to get your comments on if you think that we are going to see a greater influx of expats from the United States because of the Trump election or not. And if we do, what do you think the result might be? I'd love to hear your comments. And hey, if you're not a subscriber, I hope you'll subscribe, and that way you'll get a notice of our next video, because if you're a regular subscriber, you might be interested to know that Joy and I got married a couple weeks ago, and our next video is going to be all about our wedding. We're going to show you all of it. It was a Buddhist Lana-style wedding. It looked like something out of a Three Musketeers, Knights of the Round Table adventure. I mean, it was crazy with costumes and dancers and bands. And I mean, it was absolutely amazing. I had the time of my life. And we've got it all on video for you. We'll even show you exactly how much it costs to have a Thai wedding. We'll just spell it all out for you. So that'll be our next video. So subscribe and get a notice and check it out. Until I see you guys again, safe travels.